The Mehrangarh Fort has been the guiding beacon for the people of Marwar for centuries. In the modern era, after Marwar merged with Indian Republic in 1949, Mehrangarh continues to occupy and influence the social and the cultural space, not only in Marwar but the world over. Let us step back in time and retrace the past. In 13th century, Rathor Rao Siha started establishing the rule over the region. Rao Chunda, the 13th descendant of Rao Siha, laid the foundation of the new regime by capturing Mandor Fort in 1394. Marwar is the home of Rathors, who truly embody the Kshatriya code, and they have immensely contributed in maintaining the distinct identity of the region for over many centuries. They have ruled over Marwar through forts and palaces, and one such fort is the majestic Mehrangarh Fort, which has stood in power for over 5 centuries. Khamagani and welcome to my travel channel. My name is Tarunima, and in our series on Mehrangarh, today we will witness the story of Mehrangarh by walking through the annals which is well preserved in its museum. So join me and let us explore the rich history of Mehrangarh Fort. The fort is named Mehrangarh as Mahir in Sanskrit means sun, which connects Rathor with the ancestry of Suryavanshi, implying they are descendants of Lord Rama.
I'm Karni Jasol, director of the Mehrangarh Fort in Jodhpur. The historic fort of Jodhpur Mehrangarh is a 15th century castle built in 1459 by Rav Jodha. The building has three principal functions. It was primarily built as a defensive architecture. So it has all the key features of a protective architecture. So high, massive bastions, thick ramparts to line up the cannons. But what is interesting is that within this historic fort walls lie beautiful palaces. So the second important function of the building was that it was the official residence of the royal family. And the third important function of the building was that it was the seat of power. So it is from here that the rulers they administered their large kingdom. So Jodhpur was actually the capital city of a large kingdom that was called Marwar.
The fort expanded over time and was built over 200 to 300 years. It has two entry gates. The main gate is Jaipur, in northeastern part, constructed by Maharaja Man Singh Ji in 19th century to commemorate his victory over Jaipur and Bikaner. Towards the main palace, after taking the entry ticket from Jaipur, you will pass through Der Kangra Pole, followed by Imarti Pole, and then comes the strongest pole, the Loha Pole. It is said that even the elephants couldn't break through the gate. Closer to the pole is Nakar Khana, and here you will be welcomed by Raj Nagarji playing the world famous tune Kesariya Balam Padharoni Mahare Des. Moving further up is the Suraj Pole, which used to be the entrance to Madana part of the fort and now serves as the main entrance to the museum. And the second entry gate is from the old city side, from the western direction. This was constructed by Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji in 18th century to commemorate his victory over Mughals. On entering from Fatehpur Gate, you will come across Gopal Pole made in memory of Kiledar Gopal Das and Bhairav Pole built by Maharaja Man Singh Ji.
So the museum within the historic fort of Jodhpur was established in 1974. The present Maharaja Gat Singh Ji, after he returned back from England in 70s, faced this huge challenge of adaptive reuse of the Mehrangarh fort. With his vision, he opened the door of the historic fort to public with a vision of establishing a museum of international repute. 70s was a very slow period. Tourism really had not taken any shape, but he had his vision well placed that one day Mehrangarh will become the cornerstone and key factor for the tourism growth in Jodhpur.
One can clearly notice that the entire palace complex is divided into two parts: Raniwas for the royal ladies and Mardana for the kings and princes. Raniwas looks resplendent with intricate jali designs and jharokas, intricately carved out of red sandstones. On crossing the Suraj Pole, you will enter an open chowk called Shringar Chowk. The museum starts from here. A beautifully chalky carved out of white marble is located here. This is used to conduct coronation ceremony. Earlier, this was made out of red stone, which was made smaller during the control of Aurangzeb in the 17th century. The first hall of the museum is Hathi Howrah Kaksh, or where very beautiful and intricately carved elephant carriages are displayed. It also has a silver Howrah presented to Maharaja Jaswant Singh Ji first by Emperor Shah Jahan on 18 December 1657. This hall was earlier used as waiting hall for the guests and the Jagirdars before their meeting with Maharaja. The hall and the other attached rooms were also used for Daftar Huzuri office, headed by the Diwan. The office assisted the Maharaja in taking decisions and maintaining records on matter related to administration, finance, society and culture for the entire Marwar region. The next hall is Palki Khana Kaksh or Palanquin Hall, where all types of palanquins for conveyance of Maharanis are displayed. Some of these have beautiful designs intricately carved in silver. Close to Palki Kaksh is a place where the museum staff in their traditional attires and long moustaches can be seen to enact how guests were served hookah, opium, as a welcoming gesture in earlier days. The next chowk is Daulat Khana Chowk. In earlier days, on the occasion of Akha Teej and the Shera, the tax proceeds collected from various parts of Marwar were symbolically offered to the Maharaja. Daulat Khana Chowk has a 17th century water tank for rainwater harvesting. This chowk also has the auspicious Kale and Gore Bhairav in a basement known as Khane Wale Bhairav, famous for bestowing miraculous blessings on childless couples. Earlier, Daulat Khana Mahal was known as Ajit Vilas and was used for holding darbar. Subsequently, it turned into a place for keeping the precious ornaments of royal family and therefore is now known as Daulat Khana Mahal. The most precious and the most valuable articles are displayed here. The notable ones are the Mahadol, a huge palanquin brought by Maharaja Abhay Singh Ji after his successful campaign of Ahmedabad in 1730. The personal swords of Maharajas, other armaments, the Shringar Dani made of ivory, the royal ceremonial archway or the toran used in royal marriages and many other artifacts. Daulat Khana Mahal has 3 levels. The ground level is known as Daulat Khana, the middle level as Bichla Mahal and Sheesh Mahal, and the top level is known as Ajit Vilas.
I would say the uniqueness of Mehrangarh is at many fronts. First, architecturally, it is a marvel, it is an engineering feat. So really, when people come to the fort, they are not coming to see a museum. They are coming to see Mehrangarh as a fort. The galleries which are adapted as museum galleries are actually of objects that form the part of the lifestyle of the fort. So in that sense, the uniqueness is that it's a dynamic museum with all key attributes of a museum as a function, but within a historic building.
Daulat Khana Chowk also has a Safa time display for the tourists. There's even a Safa museum wherein Safas from different regions of Rajasthan are displayed for understanding the significance and importance of a Safa.
ये जो साफा है ये बाड़मेर का जो भाट स्टाइल का साफा है और भाट स्टाइल जो है वो पहले चापल चुनरी या कोई भी कलर जो लाल टूल के साफे भी बांधा करते थे। ये 18 मीटर लंबा है और 1 मीटर इसकी चौड़ाई है और साफा का जो ये भाट जो है वो घूमकर जाती हुआ करती है। जो घूमते हुए जहाँ भी जंगल में जाते थे तो ये चद्दर के रूप में ओढ़ करके भी सो जाते थे और पीलों के रूप में तकिए के रूप में भी काम में लिया करते थे और कुआं वगैरह जो पानी खींचने के लिए भी इस साफे का प्रयोग किया जाता था।
Right next to Daulat Khana Mahal on the ground floor is Man Vilas, which was constructed during the reign of Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji. There are miniature paintings of Marwar style that are displayed in Man Vilas Hall. The round stairs connect Umaid Vilas, Phool Mahal and Ajit Vilas and were constructed by engineer Thakur Hari Singh Ji Danra during the rule of Maharaja Umaid Singh Ji. As you move up to the middle level, you will come across Umaid Vilas Kaksh, which is used as a private room by Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji and subsequently by Maharaja Man Singh Ji for holding important consultations. Maharaja Man Singh Ji's guru Ayaz Devnath Ji moved from Jalore to Jodhpur and he stayed in this mahal till completion of Maha Mandir. Beautiful royal tents and old costumes are displayed in this hall. Sheesh Mahal is also located at the middle level along with Umaid Vilas. This hall used to be the resting and sleeping palace of Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji. This hall has stunning glass work on the walls and beautiful wooden roof carved with intricate artworks. Sheesh Mahal has murals of gods in very bright colors painted on the walls and windows. Phool Mahal is one of the most beautiful palaces and was constructed by Maharaja Abhay Singh Ji in 1728. This mahal has gold artworks and paintings over its roofs and walls. This has pictures of 9 princes of Maharaja Takhat Singh Ji, god and goddesses, and 36 rag raginis. Phool Mahal was mainly used for special occasions such as meeting with important people and to hold various celebrations. From Phool Mahal, one can see beautiful Jaswant Thara and the British era iron stairs connecting Phool Mahal with Ajit Vilas. Ajit Vilas is the top level of Daulat Khana Mahal and is also known as Shastra Khana Kaksh. During the reign of Maharaja Hanmant Singh Ji, the hall was remolded into its existing structure. Weaponries of Jodhpur Riyasat are displayed here. Very fine designs on weapons handles, covers and accessories can be seen engraved in ivory and silver. There's also a special sword which has an attached pistol with it.
A curator is required to have a degree in art history, that's history of art. There are not many institutions giving that degree, but the University of Baroda's Fine Arts Department is one of the oldest. The Chhatrapati Shivaji Museum in Mumbai has a course. The Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi has a course. Banaras Hindu University (BHU) has a course. And But now it's becoming a little more open, and a lot of people, because the collections can vary in a particular museum. Like many museums have zoological collections, for instance. So a person with a background of zoology is preferred. If you want to become a curator of arms and armor, then history background. If you want to become a curator of coins, then numismatics is the field. So you need to have a specialized field for the specialized collection that you are interested in to be joining a museum or an art gallery.
On the topmost roof lies the Takhat Vilas, or sleeping room of Maharaja, made during the reign of Maharaja Takhat Singh Ji. Roof is made of wood with lac works over it. The hall is full of paintings from floor to roof, which also include some portraits of British people. Sardar Vilas is also known as Tasli Mahal and has 18th-19th century wooden doors and window panels engraved with ivory and lac work.
Mehrangarh as an institution is ever evolving. It's dynamic. It is keeping itself abreast with the latest in the field. So in future, there are several projects that are underway. We are building a new visitor center. As I mentioned earlier, that our numbers pre-COVID were 1 million plus, which we hope that they would return again soon. For meeting the challenges of large number, a proper visitor center where there's ease of buying tickets and visitor services. And that is one big project that is underway. We are building another building which would be called a knowledge center, which would house our conservation laboratory, which would have state-of-the-art facilities for conservation of objects. Our archives, which is a huge asset, is going to move into this new space of new storage facility and a very a dynamic space for visiting scholars. The galleries itself are in the plan of a makeover, and so currently the objects that are in the galleries tell an object-centric story, but the new plan is much more theme-based storytelling within these historic spaces. So that redesigning of the galleries is another major important project that is underway.
On entering the Holy Chalk, one can see the place where Maharaja used to consult his officials and samants, called Moti Mahal. Whenever this place was lit with lamps, the light used to be reflected by the glasswork on the ceiling, shining like pearls. That's the reason for its name, Moti Mahal, or Palace of Pearls. There are arrangements for Maharanis to sit behind the beautiful jharokas. The Maharaja used to sit on the throne with the Jagirdars or Riyasat on both sides to administer the state. This is known as Darbare-Khas. Moti Mahal has very fine wooden inlaid with glass and gold work. Some of the Maharajas used Moti Mahal as sleeping palace as well.
Yeah, I think that's a very important question. Relationship of a museum or an institution in the cultural sector with this audience or people or local community is very important, and we take that very seriously at Mehrangarh. And we believe that one way of engaging with the community is to start young. So we do a lot of engaging programs with the schools. We believe that the school students are our future audience, and if we cultivate this generation, we will have an audience that would appreciate art, that would have affinity towards the monument. We are lucky in Jodhpur that especially in the old city, what is called the Parkota, there is a natural affinity towards the fort, because fort almost crops up in the middle of the city, and people look at the fort with a lot of reverence and love. But we don't take that for granted, because generations are changing, and we need to be more engaging with our community to keep up with that relationship.
Holy Chowk, which is between Mardana and Janana palaces, was used for various celebrations. Most importantly, the Maharaja used to play Holi with Ranis, and that's why it is known as Holy Chowk. Raniwas Palace was the residence of Ranis and Maharanis. Despite the separation and strict access, Maharanis were well acquainted with all the matters of the state. Maharanis have contributed immensely in the building of temples, bawdis, ponds, and many other welfare projects. And lastly, some part of Janana Deori is now converted into the Mehrangarh Museum shop.